25. Killing my time, killing my spine, chasing these lines. I find piping come easy and love be the hard. There's a woman beside me, she don't mind me being married to work. Oh, and she more patient than the cocaine made me. I got anxiety.
And we are back for episode 27 of the Bayou Dragons podcast. Per usual, me and Mitch McCall sitting here, and we are accompanied by reoccurring guest Casey Hedges and a new
What's up?
friend and acquaintance today, Jeffrey Loomis.
Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah, dude! Your voice sounds good in that voice. Like
It does.
in the
man. I'm
mic.
thinking the same thing. I'm like, who does he sound like?
Oh, I don't know. It's deep.
He's got a radio voice for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like
we'll see.
www.97.9 the box. But anyway, so Casey had hollered at me a while back and wanted to sit down and talk about what he's had up since our last podcast. You know, we had talked a little bit about did we even mention crawfish?
Well, not at all.
Okay,
Didn't.
so-
We were mainly talking about the
Gator
hunt, the Gator contest with Rance.
So we'll get to that. But so you've had a lot going on since the last time we sat down and talked.
Yeah.
And we're going to kind of get into that, and then I'm going to just hit Jeffrey with some hard-hitting questions. Some, just pry it right out of you like I told you.
Let it go.
So, God, that voice. I'm not going to get over it.
Dude, we need to do a commercial and have Jeffrey narrate it.
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
the Bayou Dragons podcast brought to
The
you
Bayou
by
Dragons broadcast.
Dude, yes, brought to you by Snuff Cup Spittoons.
Yeah.
You know, we have been filming these intros for some of our sponsors, and we got our guy now to narrate it for us.
Hey, I work cheap too.
Hey, dude, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Snuff, beer,
Oysters.
oysters. Oh, what are you talking about? Cheap?
Hey, and crawfish.
Yeah. Well, y'all
And
are the
alligator. And sausage, too, man.
So, anyway, let's first, Casey, kind of give us a rundown of since Gator season, what you've been up to between your processing with, you've been busy.
Yeah, it's been busy. I mean, this year we ran more hunts than we've run before. We kind of touched on that last time, and it was a great season. I thought it was going to be a little slower than 2021, but it was we were right at it. But as soon as we got the hide shipped out from 2022 this year, we started working up here, and thank God for Jeff and his mechanical or structural background, because we turned this place into from where it was. Hopefully we can put some pictures of that on this podcast, like what it was before
Well, yeah, like
and what it is now.
what we're doing right now, we could literally, you're talking about the before, and we'll put it right here, and then we'll put like what it is now.
Well, yeah, so literally
pop up.
like, and we pushed a tight schedule, like a tight schedule. I was so, there was so much to do. Like I'd wake up at like, everybody wakes up in the middle of the night. You wake up, and I just had so much stuff to do. I'd come up here, like I look like a crackhead, dude. Like literally, I'd be up here with like a headlamp on, like just working, doing like painting, doing something. We just like 1 o'clock in the morning, just up here all the time. And we didn't even plan on opening. We had kind of an odd start to the season, or the season, and it was like Sunday. You started on Saturday the 18th. You opened on the 18th because Dayton opened the day before.
Right.
And we didn't think we were going to be able to get enough crawfish, so Jeff opened, and like I hadn't even got a truck or nothing, and Jeff calls me like, we got enough crawfish. Like, you want to open tomorrow? It's like 9 o'clock on Saturday. Like I hadn't even got a Cisco truck or nothing. I'm like, man, I ain't got a truck. Just like, look, between me and Dayton, I think you can do it. I think we can put it together. I'm like, well, hell yeah, let's do it. And like, we went to Sam's, got a bunch of stuff, and Like literally, if you go in the bathrooms right now, like there's no trim in the bottom. Like it's just like
No, I think
go,
you should
let's go.
leave it like that.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, there's not going to be any trim in the back.
No, it ain't happening. Like
guarantee.
it ain't happening. So we just we strung it together and made it happen. We were open on the 19th Sunday, and then we opened on Monday, Tuesday, and then that freeze hit.
Yeah.
So
I talked
we
to
had
you
that special on Wednesday, and it was freaking nuts that day.
Yeah, I was talking to you that week. The freeze hit. You're like, well, we gotta, we're gonna hammer it out because we opened up, pretty early,
Right.
But so just to clarify to everybody, because Casey just started,
Go how I do. You know how
yeah,
I
just
do.
going. So we're sitting in the Crawfish Hideaway, brand new, Anahuac, Texas, centrally located in Anahuac. You can find it on Google Maps. I learned that.
Thank you.
It is on here.
Thank you.
So, are you the?
I didn't even know that until I didn't even think to like.
It's on there.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Did Jeffrey? Are you the one that put it on Google?
Definitely not.
Okay, so it's on Google Maps. But so we're at the Crawfish Hideaway, and what Casey's talking about is basically it's been balling out trying to get this sumbitch running to sell crawfish, and that's where. How did y'all meet first? Like, have y'all known each other, Jeff, or is?
Well, we've known each other since I used to buy all the gator meat from Porter's, which was Mark's at that time.
Yeah, it
and
was
then Mark Casey bought it from Mark, and I can remember then saying Mark telling me, "Hey, you got to deal with Casey now," and I'd never met Casey, and
You said shit.
oh shit. Since then, we just kind of clicked. We became buddies. We hang out, go to breakfast together. Took me on a couple gator hunts, picked up eggs with him, probably for the first and last time. And, then he comes over to the hideaway over there that we have on 565. And
A couple 3 times a week.
yeah. And, he kind of sees, and it kind of fits in with his schedule in between the deer processing and all the alligator stuff. He had a vacancy there, and it kind of worked out perfect. And so we kind of, our relationship just kept growing. His alligator stuff, even before we started this, we got a crawfish truck. I loaned it to him to go get alligators. I don't normally do that to anybody, but he's the same kind of guy I am. So it worked out, and then when he bought this place, I had some free time, and so I helped him all I could to get it to where it is today, and he may or may not have been ready to open when he did open, but he opened up, and everything's looking up, looking up.
Well, Casey said, he was coming out here in the middle of the night, and you can definitely tell he put in the work over here. Awesome shit he's got on the walls, just a cool hangout, and the building looks great, man.
Yeah, that's the difference between us. Like, if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm just going to crank my tater. I'm not going to come and start working, building a whole building. So you
would. You would.
I know, if you ask me.
No, you would if you. It just one of those things. I knew I wanted to open. So to go back a little bit, we almost opened up. I started making. We'll back a little bit further. I started making sausage for the Hideaway last year.
Right.
Gator or deer?
It's just pork sausage. So we started making sausage for them last year.
Oh, for like cooking
For
with
the
your
Crawfish Hideaway. So Jeff owns the Crawfish Hideaway. Like he started the Crawfish Hideaway, and then he opened up in he had one in Huffman. Was it Huffman?
Huffman. Yeah,
Huffman.
That's where we started.
And they called it the Crawfish Hideaway because
it was way out in the woods. It was off the beaten path.
All right. So, and I basically that Hideaway. What are you doing?
No, you
Distracting me.
You keep going.
So we started making sausage for them, and last season, like in February, I almost bought a spot in Winnie. Almost like the way it worked out, I almost bought a spot in Winnie, and we were like working for it. Like we were real close to closing the deal. The deal ended up falling through, thank God. But we were real close to being done, and Jeff took us in. Like, me and Lindsay spent hours up there. Like, we up there just watching the process and how they boil, how they run, you know, the inside, how they run the outside. So we knew, like, this season, when the season started, that we wanted to open a Crawfish Hideaway. Like, that was the deal. So we pulled the trigger, bought the franchise, and as soon as we bought this building, that's what we were working for. And we wanted to be open, like, when they open. Like, Jeff was like, when I open, you open. So, hey, that's what we're doing.
So, Jeffrey, how many hideaways do you have?
Well, I own two. One in Mount Bellevue, 565 and I-10. Then we have one in Dayton on 321. And we have two franchises, one up in Buffalo and one in this one here.
Okay.
So there's four total.
So you don't have that one off the I-10 right there off Anahuac anymore?
Yeah.
That's the main.
that's
that's the
the main one.
mothership.
Yeah,
that's the one that started it all.
Yeah.
Really.
I don't consider that Baytown. Or
No, it's just the mailing address.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
we call it Cove, you know.
yeah, I don't even call it. That's
Nothing against Baytown, but
Yeah.
you know, people think Baytown, you're down close to where the mall used to be, and we're right there at Cove and Old River.
I thought it was. Is it on this side of the Trinity River?
No, it's on the west side of the Trinity River.
565.
It's the
and
first
I-10.
exit right on the
Okay, I
west
could
side
not
of
remember if it was before. I kind of consider all that Wallaceville. Yeah, like I just call it Wallaceville.
So
until
so from here, like, you go over the Trinity River Bridge,
Yeah.
and it's the very first 565 right
I could
there.
not remember if it
Cove.
was. I could not remember which.
Yeah.
How far it was? Because I've never. I mean, I passed it up 100 times. No offense, I've never had your crawfish. I'm looking forward to.
You're
trying it
fixing
today.
to.
I'm
You
looking
are
forward.
fixing to, baby.
Like we said, I'm just not a. I like crawfish, nothing against them, you know. But also, I like a good ribeye, or you know.
Yeah, you got some good testers here when we do eat, because me and Porter,
That's what I like.
we're the kind of guys that we'll eat it if it's there, but we're not about to go buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you want.
I'll enjoy some crawfish if it's if I'm at a boil or something.
But I'm looking for. Well, I'll be fucking honest as hell on here.
Oh, for
That's what I want. That's what I want. That's why I got you here.
Yeah.
I knew that about you before you got here. No,
I
I'm
know.
joking. I'm just joking.
But,
But no, I mean, that's the best taste testers, because people that can take it or leave it, those are the ones you want to try, because a lot of people have eaten crawfish other places, and I used to eat them. You know, I grew up. I remember buying crawfish for like 99 cents a pound. Cody Bradbury, my very best friend in the whole world, Hallie, his cousin, owned Crawdaddies out there on I-10, and he purged them and everything there. We used to get sacks for free. We'd cook crawfish every Friday. We're in high school. We cooked crawfish every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And for us, I've been to several places. I've eaten them several places, and it just wasn't worth, it wasn't worth the time until I started eating them at Jeff's place. Once I started eating them there at the Crawfish Hideaway in Mount Bellevue, I was like, this is it. This is it.
This is the bee's knees times 9.
And that's why I said we'd go there 2 or 3 times a week and eat there. And my kids, when we were about to buy that place over there and we spent so much time, my kids got so spoiled eating crawfish. And we'd go other places, and I'm like, no, you're not getting crawfish. Nothing against anybody else. I ain't trying to bash anybody. I said, nope, you're not going to get them here. I said, you can get them for dinner, but you ain't getting them for lunch. And you're going to eat every one of them. That's what I told them. So,
well, the shit's higher than giraffe nuts, so yeah,
you
got to.
You're going to eat every freaking one of them. So they get them, and within 2 or 3, I'm like, well, what do you? I don't order them, right? Not me, because the Crawfish Hideaway, we just got it going on, and the way we do it is just it's special. So I asked my kids, like, right when they start eating them, like, what do you think? And they're just like, I'm talking about a 9-year-old and a 13-year-old, and they're like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it.
I got a question for you. So a lot of people that don't know anything about the crawfishing industry, why is it that crawfish are so expensive early on, and then they start dropping substantially in price towards the end of crawfish season?
Like as soon as Easter hits.
Go, Jeff.
Well, there's only a few farmers that have, their employees in. A lot of them are migrant workers that come into the farms, and a lot of them, they're migrant workers. They get held up, at the border. Go figure when you
Yeah.
can just walk across it. But anyway, a lot of the migrant workers don't get in until the first or second week of January. Some of them are set up. I mean, the farmers that I use are set up to get us crawfish as early as possible, which is normally around the 15th, 16th, 17th of December. But that's all in a process in which, you know, they start taking care of the crawfish fields when they seed it, when they, you know, when they get their guys on board. And, you know, the ones that I use are the ones that come on board early.
Yeah.
You know, and with the amount of volume that we do, I like to think that we're kind of, you know, we kind of get first pick. The guys that I buy from, good friends of mine, super good people, and they will take care of us. They know I like to start, and the reason they're so high is they're the first bugs, and you know, they may run 600 acres of traps and only get 6 or 7 sacks, and you can imagine 2 guys in a boat. With the fuel and everything, and
Working
then
their
the
ass
price it
off
costs, and you're getting 6 or 7 sacks running 600 acres. I mean,
The
they're
bait alone. I mean,
outrageous.
think about
Yeah,
that.
the bait and everything, and then you know you got the freeze hits and all that, and then what happens is a lot of these, you know, about the first week of January, second week, we had a price dropped $1 this week, and you know, a lot of the other ones come on board, but you're talking about a live animal, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, when it hits a dock, it's got to go out the next day. So what happens is a lot of the other crawfish places, they won't come on board as early as we do. I mean, it's a risk.
Yeah.
I take a risk. you
Well,
know?
because like the
Yeah.
winter deal, like
Right.
because as soon as it gets cold,
Yeah.
crawfish like fuck this.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
10 days,
That-
and you got all these
yeah.
people working for you that ain't doing jack.
that freeze just shut us down for an entire week.
Yeah.
And we've never been shut down for an entire week. This last one really
Not
put a
since-
stomping on us.
A whole week after you've opened up.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Ever.
yeah, you might
Yeah.
have like a little cool snap that might
yeah.
2 or 3 days. But
We had it, what, 2 years ago we had
Yeah.
the freeze? Yeah, we were down like 2 days. I mean, you know, when there's ice on the ponds, you're not going to pull a trap through it.
no,
I mean, it's just not going to happen. But so there's limited supply, and that the price comes up. But now everybody's got their migrant workers in. All the boats are running. All the traps are being laid out. So it's a supply and demand thing.
yeah,
And now, you know, the price dropped because it allows all the other, you know, crawfish places to come on board that hadn't been on board yet. Some are the big boys. A lot of them are the small ones, you know, little bull and goes and all that. But it kind of all, you know, if you add it all up, they can move that crawfish. But at the prices that you pay first off in the year, you know, $5.50 a pound, $5 a pound, the smaller guys don't want to take
Yeah.
that risk because you got considerable dead loss. You know, I mean, you're not making any money. Nobody makes any money in the crawfish business till March.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
yeah,
And so that's what drives it. Now everybody's on board. Obviously, you know, they drop the price so the small guys come on because those guys have to move those crawfish that day. You know, they can't sit at the dock.
Well, yeah, and you're not crawfish is something like you're not freezing that shit.
Oh
and-
no,
No,
like
no,
it's a live animal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean it's a live animal, and you know, the lifespan of it once it gets in that bag is about 12 hours.
And that's also something that
Yeah.
people that don't know, because we have a lot of
Right.
listeners that aren't from the South. So like there's
Sure.
probably most of the people that listen to us have never had a crawfish, don't know. So like you boil them, they're alive.
Yes.
Like you don't boil dead crawfish. They're not already plucked. We're going to show you that whole
Right.
situation here in a little bit. But it's like you said, they have a shelf life. It's like, all right, we
Yeah.
got them. We
Yeah.
got to fucking go like
Right.
quick.
Right. You know.
So
The you know, my crawfish bill just at the Baytown location is about $70,000 a month. I mean, yeah, a week. So
on crawfish.
that's right, and you got to figure I'm getting about 18% dead loss. Okay, so you know I'm pissing off $15,000, but you know you got to be willing to take that risk in
Get
order
your spot in line.
to get your business open and get the people that want your crawfish out there. And for me, I gamble every time on it. You know, I don't have any problem. I buy everything that my guys can get, and they know it.
So whenever they're harvesting, and this is like just for the viewers, when like you have dead crawfish in your sack that get to you, is it like during the harvest? Is it during the transit? Is it when they're just in the bag, just all?
Well, early in the year, that they go through several molt.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
They might not know what molt is.
well, a molt, it's how crawfish grow. I mean, it's like a crab or anything else. They shed their exoskeleton, and they're soft, and you bag all that up. They're all alive when they go in the bag. When they catch them in the field and they put them in the bag, they're all alive. But they're super soft, and me, I feel like it just puts a lot of pressure on their organs.
Yeah.
They're tightly packed, and then how they go from a boat to a truck, and then they get iced, and they come to me, and they go in a cooler, and then they
Get
they moved up.
purged
Yeah,
and-
I mean, they just can't handle it.
Yeah.
Now you get into to March and April, you may get one or two. I mean, they're hard, they're big, they're mean.
Yeah.
Don't stick your hand in there.
Yeah,
You know
pincers.
what I'm saying? Yeah. So the it's a whole different dynamic when you get into February, late February and March bugs than it is this risky business of starting early
Yeah.
like we do.
So that's like a lot of it. That you have
Yeah.
a chance of getting a lot more dead bugs.
Oh yeah.
You have the price of it. So it's really like y'all starting whenever y'all did was really like,
It's a risk.
yeah, y'all were nut up or shut up.
That's right. And we do it every year.
Hey,
I mean,
like-
we do it every year.
Well, you got to risk it for the biscuit sometimes.
I do. I will.
I have a question for you. So a lot of people, I'm trying to ask questions that people that don't know a lot about a crawfish can relate to. So when you go to buy crawfish, a lot of people advertise that these crawfish are purged. When you buy crawfish, are they purged? And kind of explain the process of what that does for the bug and how
Well,
it works.
I mean, a lot of people have a misconception about purged. To truly purge a crawfish, they got big tanks that typically a lot of them have. You have to have fresh recirculating water in there, and they'll stay in there about 12 hours until basically, they shit out all the grit that's in the tail. I mean, you're just keeping them in there until they're clean.
Yeah. Taking number
But
two.
that process, is expensive. I mean, you're holding bugs 12 hours. You're going to have more dead loss and all of that. And typically when, we do a lot of big catering jobs, and we always get purged bugs, bugs that have, on a different level than what we would normally serve, because we have to pass that. We can't take a chance when we get on site, of any. We don't have the wash facility like we do at our restaurants, but at our restaurants, we all have, what we call the wake up tank, the crawfish sitting there. It just makes it easier to go through and pull out all the dead ones. I mean, this time of year you get fish, turtles, frogs, snakes. You get everything in a crawfish bag. You got to go.
We go through them
see
and
it.
get rid of all the
Yeah.
dead ones.
Well, yeah,
no
yeah.
doubt.
No, we have that on video too.
Yeah.
Like if y'all,
The true purging, is not going to happen by putting them in one of these buckets and running water in it. That's not happening. You might call that washing, but that's not purging.
Yeah.
Purging's a 12, 14, 24-hour process.
So basically, you're just getting all the grit and all the shit out of them.
That's,
And
that's exactly
they're
right.
gonna die.
Yeah.
A lot of, and if nobody would want to pay the price this time of year
Yeah.
for how much you would have to lose, what you would have to charge for the loss of a purged crawfish, of truly purged.
Yeah.
Because we do bubble and wash all of our crawfish.
Sure.
We go through them, we clean out all the dead, and then we bubble them and basically clean them, wash them. We bubble them with fresh oxygen. But
you'd be paying $12 a pound right now.
for some
Easily.
actual
For
purged.
yeah,
Now they don't even really start purging until they get into mid-March.
Yeah.
right.
And then you can start doing that when when the crawfish are getting hard.
Yeah, when the crawfish already been on deck
Right
and
now,
down a
it
ball
would
and-
be a disaster.
yeah.
You know,
When the
so
crawfish start working out, that's when you can purge them.
that's exactly right.
But yeah, that's what a misconception. A lot of people, and I don't argue with people. They're just like, oh man, you want to purge some crawfish? Pour a bunch of table salt in some water. I'm like, that is not. It's a freshwater fucking deal.
Yeah,
Like I hate when people put salt in their water and they're like, oh dude, I'm purging some crawfish. I'm like, you're a jackass.
You know, go to the LSU website and look up, you know, do I purge with salt, and see what they say.
Oh my
You know,
God.
I mean, they're a lot smarter than I am.
What are they trying to do when they're pouring
Man,
salt
I don't
on
know.
Because I've been to crawfish bowls
Oh, yeah.
where they
Yeah.
pour a bunch of salt on there.
Yeah, I
and,
know.
I mean, I didn't think nothing of it. 'Cause
I've heard people say like, man, it's making them like throw up. You know, make them throw up, cleans them out faster, whatever. But
You're killing them.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
that to me, and
Right.
it's a fucking crawfish.
Yeah.
But like that to me is like brutality. Like it's like, look, that'd be like me taking a largemouth bass and running at Crystal Beach and throwing them out as far as I can.
Right.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah, it's you know, it's kind of I don't know. To me, it's like a myth that's been handed down over the years.
yeah.
That people just can't get through.
But
There's data out there. Go figure it out.
yeah, go figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Go read something.
Yeah, Louisiana, they have like a crawfish committee. Like same thing with like alligators. Like it's a big business in Louisiana. Like
Yeah.
I mean it's a business.
Yeah, hey, those crawfish farmers, they're smarter than you think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I've seen
Hey,
some
look,
on TV.
They not only know crawfish, but they know business.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you may not think about some guy running out a bunch of traps and loading it up, covering it with ice and shipping it, but there is
Yeah, there's somebody with
lot to
lacrosse
it.
boots
The
on that's
method.
smart as shit.
oh yeah, exactly, and they can tell you data that just years of data, you
Yeah.
know, based on temperature and water and you know the fog and this and that. I mean, it's just bizarre when you go and talk to it, you know, the right guy and you listen to it. And
Well, I mean-
man, I thought I knew crawfish.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's all wildlife biology, all
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Like anything from like, you know, duck hunting, the alligators, deer hunting, crawfish. You know, you gotta.
right.
There's a lot of shit you have to know, and a lot of shit you can learn, pass down, and
Yep.
from what I'm getting at, just don't put salt in your water when you're purging crawfish.
No.
I just
X-nay on the salt.
yeah, X-nay on the salt, rinse them off like y'all do, and do all you know. That was a good question, Mitchell. I didn't.
Very good question.
You're asking
I'm
the
asking questions that people that don't know a lot of crawfish would ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hear that all the time. Are they purged? And you know,
And a lot of people
my answer
advertise
is-
purged. Purged. And
sure.
what is purged?
Well, that is purged. I mean, they're sitting in a tank a lot of times. I mean, obviously you got fresh water going in there, and it's just a way of them controlling. They're not eating anything, and they're getting rid of all the shit that's in the tail. Or
You know,
whatever.
I mean, you
personally-
think
but,
about it like that
you know.
though. Like think about it like this though. Catfish. Think about what everybody eats catfish. Who do you know that doesn't eat catfish? Yeah, maybe a couple. You might know a couple people. So I mean, like they eat shit too. Like, and we don't mind eating them. What do crawfish eat? What do they bait the traps with? Different times.
I
of
mean,
year.
they bait them with
Pogies.
pogies and a buffalo, and they got like a range cubes, probably a bunch
Range
of ground
cubes,
up
which is-
byproduct of some
Right.
kind of snapper fish or
So they're eating fish, man. I mean, everybody
But I
eats
mean,
fish.
in the pond when they're growing up, they're eating a rice stubble.
Right.
I mean, they're eating decaying rice stubble.
grass.
That's what it is in the pond.
Look, I don't mind.
So.
When I open one up, I don't mind a little doo doo. You know what I mean?
That's the
right.
best part.
Yeah, I mean, you eat ass, you might as well eat a crawfish too.
Absolutely.
We're gonna start off the second segment. We had a little break. We're about to get some of your world famous crawfish, Casey and Jeffrey. I don't even know.
I just follow the recipe, babe.
y'all
I
been-
just follow the recipe.
Y'all been throwing down out there. I mean, I walked up and I started choking because that spice piece. you know.
Hey, man, you got to add the spice.
Yeah.
You don't want that. You want to be able to eat the crawfish, and you want to taste the seasoning from the inside out, not from the outside in.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're going to see the difference, bro.
I'm looking forward to it.
Come on.
So we have a beautiful assistant, Ashley. About
These are the regular.
She's bringing us
Just
some
so regular.
crawfish right now. Thank you.
And what sauce we got here?
Tell him, Jeff. Tell him, Jeff.
It's remelade sauce. It's our own recipe.
Say that again.
I didn't understand what you said.
I did not. What you said? I heard rum.
Shit, I am.
I call it
Hey.
remelade sauce.
Okay.
Still didn't understand, but
I
we're
like
going to
that.
enjoy it.
Y'all missed it. Look, like, this is how you know you got good sausage. Watch when you.
Damn, boy.
Man.
That shit. Yeah, this is like I was telling Jeff a minute ago. I was like, man, people are going to start thinking this shit's sus because it's like the third or fourth time I've eaten sausage on this podcast. Like, Anyway, so, okay, Jeff, before we get into more conversation, show how you properly eat a crawfish.
Well,
I mean, you're the crawfish man, and we're
You know-
going to zoom in on you for this.
I've seen people do it, all their ways. I mean,
Yeah.
people pull the tail off, then they want to start unwrapping it like it's a Christmas present.
Yeah.
The way that we process and cook our crawfish, all you got to do is just snap that head off, and you see the meat that came out of there, right?
Take a bite.
Just
Bam.
pinch that tail and suck it out, and it's gone. It's so simple. All right, you can't do that everywhere.
No.
If you overcook it, it sticks. If you got to peel it, it's overcooked. It's overcooked.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I did not have to peel that.
No, you didn't.
That
I
was
mean,
beautiful.
it's a process.
That is beautiful. So,
Oh, yeah. Comes right out of there. I've literally never eaten crawfish like that.
I know.
I unwrapped the Christmas
I
present.
told
like
you.
said.
That's it.
Slips right out.
all right. So,
It comes right out. So when you see people having to work with it and peel that off of there, they're overcooked.
all right, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I'm not yanking your penis right here.
Yeah, go
That
ahead.
is
Yeah,
That is fantastic. One,
right.
One thing that you can do it that way, but look, me personally, I like to take this knuckle off with the head. That's the way I like to do it. I like to, when I twist the head, I peel that off, and it just makes that so
makes
much
it easier to grab.
easier.
Yeah.
You know,
Nice.
if you don't like seasoning on your lips, like because it burn, whatever. These are regular, so they're just good.
Top
Just good.
notch sausage as well. Y'all are serving over here.
But you need a paper towel.
And that's my main thing about eating crawfish is
You don't want to work at it. You want it
No.
to be easy and
usually-
enjoyable.
Well, usually it's like fucking playing the squeeze box, trying to you know open one up and eat it. It's like playing Operation when you were a kid. But that's fantastic.
It's all in the process. In the way that we cook it, we manage the times, we manage the temps, and that's the end result right there.
And look, that's
and that's why we've been so blessed in the crawfish business.
Yeah.
Because basically when they come and they get this, they're
just
they're-
like
they're
y'all.
repeat
Like, holy
customers.
crap.
Yeah.
Holy crap. This
You
is
know?
good. Like, this is easy.
Well, and I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit, getting some of the spicy ones. But I just like a nice, easy peel because I hate when you're fucking just.
Yeah.
And everybody talks about the size this time of year. But when you can pull, like, most people, like, to me, I'm happy with that size crawfish when I can peel them this way. But most people, they get a smaller crawfish like this, and when they pull the tail, it breaks in half.
Yeah.
So they feel like they're wasting their time, they're wasting their money. But when you can peel a smaller crawfish like this and it peels apart like that, and you can eat every one of them,
That's exactly. right.
that's what you want. That's what you want.
No
It's a
doubt.
very good point. Very good point.
So, everybody, Crawfish Hideaway. I haven't even got to the because me personally, I like the crawfish that make me my nose running, and I accidentally forget to wash my hands. I go to pee. My
Yeah.
pee it feels like I have gonorrhea. like that's the kind of crawfish that I like. You know what I mean? Where I'm that's the kind of I super enjoy. But these are just great. Peeling great.
You get used to that.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah.
And maybe I will. I just don't eat enough crawfish, but maybe now I will.
Now you will.
But
Great
so,
flavor.
So, Jeff, while we're sitting here indulging on these crawfish, these mud bugs, or whatever you want to call them, what did you do before crawfish, and kind of explain to, the viewers, like, your process into getting to where you are now,
Well, I was, I grew up working in the chemical plants, refineries, construction, maintenance, and, went into commercial construction. And, I used to be on the barbecue circuit cook-offs. I mean, we did barbecue cook-offs every other week for years. And, I did a lot of catering, which started off as basically barbecue catering. And then during the crawfish season, we would cater crawfish. And one thing led to another. After the years that we opened a little place in Huffman. We had, my wife and I had 10 acres out there. And a buddy of mine, he and I started the Crawfish Hideaway, which was out in the woods, out in Huffman. And, crawfish was just starting to get popular then.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't on every corner like it is now. And so, we did, we had a big day. We'd bull 8 sacks, and we thought that was,
Yeah, you thought
that was a shit. And we're making it, And, but, at the end of the day, at the end of the season, we kind of sat back, and my partner, who's a good friend of mine that I've grown up with all my life, and he's like, hey, I don't want to do this again because it is way more work than most people think. So I think I paid him
Amen,
$1.
brother.
Yeah, I gave him $1 for, his half or whatever of the business. And I found through another buddy of mine the spot that we got here in Baytown. And we started off right there kind of the same way we did in Huffman. We bulled out of a trailer, had another little trailer that we did all the processing and such of the food, and had a little concrete slab and with a roof over it. And 8 years later, here's where we are now. It just grew and grew and grew, but it was the exact same bull process that me and a buddy of mine kind of developed, drinking beer, for a whole season.
Beer, did you?
Working on a crawfish recipe, and believe me, we worked the shit out of it.
My God, that
And,
is sexy as shit right there.
Yeah, look, and the recipe hadn't changed since. I mean, we tweaked a little bit, to make it kind of more economical. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some of the ingredients we got were at the time a little bit too outrageous to do on a giant commercial scale like we got now. But basically, the same process in which we cook and soak the bugs is the way it was 8 years ago, and that's why you're getting these tails that just. They pull out like butter. I mean, they'll almost fall out. If you just pinched it, it would fall out.
No,
right?
that's legit.
And so, we opened it up over here and then just stayed dedicated, stayed focused. My wife and I, we're there every day from, behind the scenes from 8 a.m. till closing. And just we sold our place in Huffman.
Your house and stuff.
Our house, we had 10 acres out there, and sold that and put everything we had into these restaurants. The first one there at 565, bought a travel trailer and moved into the RV park behind it and spent every dime we had on the restaurant, building the restaurant, and it just grew. And, one of the things that I can tell you about the growth of our business is, one, I like to think we probably have some of the best crawfish around, but the community around us and the, what we give back to the community, I mean, sponsoring the, football teams, little league teams, anybody that's in need, we're always there to help. We got 80, 85 employees. Anybody needs anything, we have probably 90 to 95% of our employees come back every year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're waiting on crawfish to come.
Hey, there's no joke.
That's right.
Crystal that came help us start up.
Yeah.
Our very first day. Crystal, shout out to Crystal. Look, and a couple of them, but she was there from like the get go. Back when y'all just had an awning out there.
That's it.
It was just an awning,
that's
and
how
she
we
was
started.
out there, and her mom works there.
Yeah.
It's like a family.
Yeah.
And
Her
you
brother worked there too.
Hey, look, and I'd like to think that like it don't matter. You may have the money to buy into the franchise, but everybody can't be into the franchise. It's part of it's a family,
Right.
It's
That's
a
right.
family,
You
and that's what it is.
You got to pass the smell test. Apparently you did.
Shit, yeah.
But no, the
Gator and the
these
sausage
employees,
helps.
yeah.
I'm gonna put this on record. I've watched a lot of podcasts too. I don't think I've ever seen a podcast where people are just openly eating a shit ton of crawfish.
no, and like hammering down, like
I'm sucking heads.
Remember when we started out? Like I've already eaten half of yours.
I know.
but, like,
I was wondering what happened.
remember when we started? They're like, yeah, we could take it or leave it, but
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
are freaking hammering
do you mean?
down.
They're
on
not-
it. Look,
they're
it's
not-
gone.
there's nothing in this
Like, they're
bowl.
eating the corn.
They- yeah,
They're eating the
yeah.
sauce. It's gone.
I know.
Very
and,
flavorful.
and I told you.
Hey,
Remember when you looked at me a minute ago and you were like, okay.
I'm about ready for the spicy.
That's right. Let's get some spice. Ash.
Let's get some spice.
Let's get some spice and then we'll continue on with the conversation. But
So you're about to bring out the spicy. So what are the levels of the different crawfish you have?
Well, we have the just the the normal, the original, which
need your bowls.
which it does have spice. Don't get me wrong.
no
I
doubt.
mean,
Is that what
it's
what
going to
did we
have some
just eat?
spice. I wouldn't feed it to my newborn.
Was that regular just now we just ate?
Yeah, that's regular.
It's got
Yeah.
a good little kick to it.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have the the spicy, and then we have the extra spicy, and we do the shrimp, the crab,
Thank you,
and
Ashley.
everything the same way.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley.
I think that
beautiful, Ashley.
probably spicy is more people order spicy than anything else.
And I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
Well, no, I was just,
you did.
I
You
was
cut
just
him off.
yeah, you did. But I'm just agreeing. Like that's people. It's a lot of people. It's for the experience.
Yeah.
Like I think it's became, and I didn't want to interrupt you earlier when you're talking like when you first started. Like there wasn't this phenomenon, this crawfish phenomenon. Like, because Southeast Texas, you had a couple places that had crawfish, but now it's like, oh,
Right.
fuck, they have crawfish, they have crawfish, they have crawfish.
Yeah,
it was
every
like
place you look.
Gators. It was like Gator season, like, when swamp people started.
Right.
Like now,
Everybody's got gators. Everybody's hunting them.
everybody's hunting them. And then like prices went up. And then, because I imagine 15 years ago, having crawfish really wasn't that, you weren't banking off of crawfish. And this is just me speculating, but there wasn't like, I don't remember like everybody wanting to die for crawfish. Now it's like everybody wants fucking crawfish.
And they want good crawfish.
but
And they're
they-
seeking it. They're
seek-
seeking it.
They're seeking crawfish starting
And
in
it's-
December,
It's right here, baby.
which is ridiculous.
It's right here. That's where you want to come. I mean that with all sincerity because I've been eating crawfish since I was a kid.
Yeah, knee
And
high
I'm
to a
do-
grasshopper's
I'm
ass.
telling you,
He's
it's
still a kid.
I am still a kid compared to the Godfather, the Godfather. So, but I mean,
that's what
it
we're gonna
just
call him.
there is a difference. There is a difference, and that's the way that it is.
So, Godfather Joe.
But I think we were talking about the spicy. We were talking about the regular.
Yeah.
And I used to always. I would never go anywhere and ever get crawfish. It didn't matter if I was eating in the backyard, if I was eating wherever. If I was just going to, on a whim, actually try crawfish because it was, a well-renowned place. I was gonna get spicy. I would never get a regular because you think of in your mind you think, okay, I want it. It's got to be spicy to be good, and that's just not the truth. Like every time I eat crawfish here, it's always regular now.
Here we go.
It's
Round
always
two.
regular.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep.
So the regular is where it's at, and the difference, in my opinion, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong. The difference is I like to suck the head. Take
Right.
that for what it is. I'm
Right.
like, you can laugh all you want.
I
That's
bet
just
you
me. I knew somebody was going to say some shit. But look, I mean, I like to suck the head. On a regular, I can do every one. I can get the juice and I can get the flavor. On the spicy, I can do, maybe a half to 2/3. On the extra spicy, I might be able to do 1 or 2. I mean, there's a little bit more heat to it, a little bit. Not too much. It's okay. Yeah, I like them all.
Yeah,
But regular's mine.
These are good, right?
that is. So we are now eating the spicy.
Yeah, see that?
Casey's dying. So how many years you been doing the crawfish thing now?
8 year.
8 years.
Yeah.
So, and you've definitely seen an increase of, like, did you kind of see like a influx, or am I just a jackass?
No,
Like,
no.
Was it?
I mean,
has it gotten more popularized?
Oh, it's there's a crawfish place on every corner. There's a lot of them. They come and go. It's not as easy as you would think.
The size
There's
of that
there's way more work involved in it to run it right and to be successful. There's you see a lot of trailers pop up, little bull and goes, and I'm not knocking them. They have good crawfish, but when you employ 85 people, and 85 people are counting on you for their job and their well-being, then I feel there's a responsibility on my end, and my wife feels the same way, that we put a product out that ensures that we not only have a customer base that comes in, but we gather new people. These a lot of them are kids. I mean, a lot of them are high school students, but a lot of them aren't. They're mothers with young children. I mean, if you looked at all the pictures of all the employees that we have and all the babies that have been conceived,
Yeah,
I mean, it is
conceived.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
That crawfish conception.
I'm telling you, and they're all born like in the off season, so they happen during
Damn, baby.
crawfish.
Y'all having
season.
that spicy sex
That's
out here,
it.
boy.
But if you have to work continuously, and if you work continuously and you have a product and you believe in your product, and you can't skip out on price. Our process is the most expensive way you could bull a crawfish.
Amen, brother.
It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's probably easier for us with the volume that we do in Baytown than it is for Casey,
Right.
Because of the seasonings that go in there, and these seasonings that go in. I mean, we drop $250 worth of seasoning in the pots before we even drop the first crawfish.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I mean, the greater the scale is that you do, the more economical it is.
Yeah.
And Casey's, he's suffering from that now.
Everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, and you got to get up to it. So, the thing is, all the accolades that you got to take care of, the bugs, the people, the process, and all that, and everything's got to be managed. When you get it right, you feel you get it right, and you got the right people, it actually just flows. But it's constant attention.
Yeah.
Take care of the people that are your customers, and they'll take care of you. The community will take care of you. Take care of the community. That's your base, right? I mean, give back. We do.
Yeah.
We sponsor all kinds of stuff, and my wife and I wouldn't have it any other way. We feel very blessed, And hey, a lot of people don't know this, but I still live in the same travel trailer 5 years later.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
But
You know why?
In Oak Island, Texas, baby.
Yeah, in Oak Island. I mean, we got a nice place down on the water, but, hey, I still live in the same travel trailer. Of course, I bought a ranch and a big-ass boat and all kinds of shit.
But you still live in that same
Yeah,
house.
you know
baby.
what I'm saying? I mean, you got to get your priorities right. I mean,
Hey, look.
we work all day, every day. What do you do?
Let me ask y'all this.
You're a saint. I
Do
will
y'all?
take one of those.
I can tell just by looking, so I'm asking for. It's just asking. But Mitch, you feel that?
I feel it.
You feel that heat, that difference in that heat.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
there's definitely
Since we've been
There's a
up-
difference. So for that regular was real good. The spicy, and there's a difference. You're not going to get that same flavor when you order a difference in flavor. You're going to get a difference.
definitely getting a
the tip.
different flavor, and I'm getting the heat for
Yeah,
sure.
and you feel it. You feel it.
I feel it.
So it's so funny. Like since me and Mitch were like children, we always I've always been the one to like spicier food, and I always get this like I can just whenever the spicy came.
You looking at me, she's like staring at me, so I know like my eyes are watering.
I just keep hearing Mitchell do the.
Right?
It's like shit. Yeah.
I love it. I
No,
love crawfish.
these
I
are-
love this atmosphere. It's
No, this is fantastic.
It don't get no better than this.
I want people. Excuse me. Wow, we're sitting here drinking beer and eating crawfish. What are y'all doing? If you haven't, like, if you live in Southeast Texas, damn, these things are spicy. All right, you live in Southeast Texas, come Crawfish Hideaway, and this is across the board, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, we're at the one in Anahuac.
But it'll be the same everywhere you go.
Everywhere
you go. You
It's
go to
easy.
Buffalo,
Yeah.
you go to Dayton, you go to Mount Bellevue, you come here.
Yeah.
It is going to be the same flavor every time. Pick your vibe.
Every
Pick-
time.
Pick the vibe that you want.
Every time. Go to where it's most convenient. You know.
Yeah.
But we're all a little different. You know, our Dayton location. We got an outside stage. We got an inside stage. It's probably our biggest restaurant. They have live music. 4 days a week. They have a full menu over there. Tonight they got a live band. I'm not sure who's playing. But, Thursday's ribeye night. They'll sell 60, 70, 80 ribeyes. It's
Hell yeah.
only $19.95, with a couple sides. Plus they sell all the crawfish.
And they sell alcohol there.
And they sell alcohol over there. The other three are all BYOB. So they're all a little different, based on, the
demographics,
geographic location. And it works out for all of us, But we all have the same seasoning process. Crawfish, everything is exactly the same. So you can go to Buffalo and eat the same crawfish that we're serving right here in Anahuac.
Hand me those napkins,
4 hours
Mitchell.
away.
No, that is
So that one thing about Jeff that's forgot to mention is, we have our own. Well, Jeff created our own Hideaway seasoning. Like it comes from, it's the Hideaway seasoning. It's an unmarked white 5-gallon
Bucket.
bucket.
that you cannot.
I have
purchase.
no idea what's in it. Now,
No.
I asked Jeff one time, how'd you come up with it? He said, very fucking carefully. That's what he said.
I told him that's a very small circle.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dude, you got to keep that kind of shit. That stuff is good. I'm not.
Yeah.
Damn, that is good. And I'm not a crawfish guy.
Right.
I'm more of a steak and hamburger guy.
Right.
That was good. I'm.
Are
I will
you are you ready for the extra spicy?
Do you have extra spicy?
Oh, we have extra,
That's
baby.
next.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Let me finish the spicy first.
Yeah.
I mean, damn.
It's coming. It's coming.
I'm glad you
Ashley.
told me
Thank
that
you.
'cause I was about to throw in a pinch of snuff, and I'll finish the extra spicy for that. But yeah, Jeff, that's perfect. I appreciate you give us a little backstory, and you've been doing it for a while, and you've seen the craze of crawfish
Oh yeah.
as it's
Yeah.
came up.
And look, it's we don't feel like we compete with anybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there may be enough to go around for everybody. We just like to be the best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Amen.
saying?
We run into the same thing.
Yeah.
We're not crawfish wise, but there's multiple companies around that have, they're outdoor companies that do the same thing, like hunting and fishing and video.
right.
Yeah.
But we try to always have good quality apparel. We try to make the best videos. We might not have as big a following as some of them, but we're. That was the
Best.
hell
The best.
Mitchell.
Badass,
That was the best
You know they're
freaking
good.
nose blow ever.
Dude, Mitchell is nose blowing on a live podcast. Those things are spicy. I cannot wait till this episode comes out. Jesus Christ. We're over here.
I can't wait for that spicy nose blow.
I'm curious to
That
see how
extra
much-
spicy.
How much
yeah.
hotter that extra spicy is. I'm not very. I like spicy food to an extent. You know, that there is right there where I can really enjoy them. It's getting to that threshold. I'm curious to see how the extra spicy goes.
we may let it just simmer down a little bit. Then, but no, I can't thank y'all enough for coming out and doing this. You know,
Yeah.
we're good friends. I mean, Porter and me go back. Rance, matter of fact, Rance is going to come play next Friday. Probably next Friday and Saturday night. He's going to come play.
Oh, we'll have to come out.
Yeah, he's going to come play, and yeah, he was supposed to be here today, but you know how Rance is. He's shipping cattle or doing this or doing that, whatever it is.
What days will that be? Because this podcast will probably be out before then, and you know,
So that's going to be. Oh shit! I got to pull my phone out and look.
because we won't release this till like the middle of next week. So
Okay. So yeah,
I made that. Wow.
let's see here.
And then we're gonna eat these spices, and I got some questions for you, Casey. But old Jeffrey has definitely been answering. You have been fantastic on this. Not only your voice, but you've been
Extra
very,
spicy.
I appreciate it.
Oh man.
I'm having a
and
good
you
time.
gave me a sausage. Oh, dude, let's just literally. I mean, we'd be having almost
Another sausage.
Oh yeah, damn, dude.
Extra
boy.
Spicy.
Is the sausage extra spicy too?
Spicy,
It's just-
spicy, spicy.
All right, so we're now on to the spicy crawfish.
Extra spicy.
Extra spicy crawfish.
The extra spicy, baby.
Before I even eat the meat, I'm gonna suck the head.
I think you should suck the head.
Yeah, no homo.
There you go.
And
yeah.
and it doesn't hit you for a minute. Just give it a couple.
Yeah, that's pungent. It stings the nostrils a little bit. I'll let you know here after I finish this bowl. But anyway, so Casey, I wanted to kind of get in. A lot of people, since you've been on, we've talked about you having the processing with the alligator and all that. But right after alligator season, before crawfish season, which I was trying to pry out of you earlier, but you're a wild man. You just start,
Going off on a
you
tangent.
going off. Yeah, and it's fine. I love it. And not complaining at all. But you also do deer processing.
I do.
And I kind of wanted to talk about that, see how your season was with the deer processing and, kind of promote that. There's a lot of people around here that, don't like doing it themselves and bringing it somewhere. And maybe Porter's Processing is the place that they need to bring it to.
Maybe. No, I mean, so I guess I got a couple guys that's been working with me for a couple years. Juan and Juan Jr. That Juan's been working with Mark for
Ever.
28. I think is his 29th season this past season for Gators, and then when I bought it in 2018. I'm going off on a tangent, but I got to put it all in there. All right.
Do you?
So
Let's hear.
when I bought it in 2020, sorry. In 2020, we started, me and Lindsay and my kids, we were out there processing deer. We just knew that we needed to do something a little bit more. And there was not enough deer processors out there. So if we could just get a good sausage recipe, and we could, cut up deer the way we like deer to be cut up and the backstraps processed and everything, that would be enough to be able to make a little bit of money on deer processing. So we started doing that in 2020, and me and Lindsay and the kids, and then in 2021, Juan was already working for us, but he stayed on full time, and then Junior came on full time, and then we would be able to and just end up growing. We did probably 40 or 50 deer in 2020, and in 2021 we did I think we did like 120. I think this year we're probably going to be close to 350 deer.
Damn.
But I can't really say that I did a whole lot because I was up here. Juan, Junior, Loopy. I had, they just been killing it over there. And that's my team. You
Yeah.
know, they just been taking care of it.
That's why I was kind of curious. 'Cause I knew your numbers for the last 2 years. Because I mean, when you first started, I was up there doing something like doing a deer, and
Yeah,
Like-
me and you were up there.
yeah. Oh, I brought a cow. My buddy was like, had to put down this Angus cow, and I was like, he was like, man, he's like, who do you want to bring this to get processed? I'll just fucking ground it up myself. I
Yep.
brought it, and me and Casey knocked it out. Mostly Casey, but that's good, man. I was just kind of curious.
That's great
on how your deal has been. So if you have any, didn't you just do deer? Like I'm
Well,
saying, if I brought you a bunch of goose, would you process it for me? Some goose sausage.
I would make sausage for anybody if they got it cut up. But like, you bring me a goose to like right now.
Not to clean a goose. I'm just saying like a goose breast.
I'll make it for you. But look, here's the deal. Because we make the sausage for the Hideaway, this son of a gun here, he's coming to buy like 480 pounds of sausage a week. Like he's buying
At least.
a bunch of freaking sausage. So like, you know, I've had to some people that's wanting me to do their cows or cattle for them or whatever, and I've had to turn them away just because, you know, we got like
You have too much shit on your plate.
it's a lot of sausage, and sausage doesn't just happen like
It's not an overnight deal.
no. It's a process.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but I'll make sausage for you, no problem.
cool, man.
If it's cut up, you know, if you got it cut up and you tell me, you know, any kind of sausage that you want made has to be mixed with pork. I would always recommend a 60-40 ratio.
Well,
If it's a lean meat like goose or deer or, you know, whatever.
we had 10 days of hunting in Montana with a lot of geese, and
You got a mucho?
I got a lot.
Did y'all drive up there or what?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
28-hour drive.
Oh, my gosh.
So
Did you just couldn't get your, like, video equipment up there in, like, a plane or what?
No, we bring everything, dude. We bring everything from decoys to, you know, the filming equipment to.
So it's like a do-it-yourself type of deal?
Oh yeah, bro.
Oh, no shit.
Oh yeah. We can talk
Well,
about.
sign me and Jeff up, man. We're coming next year.
Well, we'll talk about that after this podcast. I don't want people knowing what I'll be doing, but yeah, more than welcome. Jeff can do the intro to every video.
Coming right
Goose
out.
hunting trip.
Here is episode 2, Goose Hunt. All right, so about a little over halfway done right now with these spices.
But you haven't pulled the head yet. Sucked the head yet. Have you?
No, I've done about 5. Like, and I'm taking Ashley's advice. She said, you can't, she's like, regular, you can suck all the heads. Spices, you can do them all, but you know, you start feeling it. Said spices, you can do a handful. I'm at like 5.
Yeah.
For spices.
Yeah, you
And,
see me. Casey's eating all mine. I'm
Get
done.
after it, big dog.
I got 2, I think. But
yeah.
you know, that's a little bit.
I can feel the heat like starting to hit my cheeks,
Yeah.
like right here. Like I can feel the sweat starting to like just bubble out a little
I'm
bit.
glad I wear,
Mm.
Jesus Christ. I'm glad I wear glasses during this because I definitely have some, you know, I'm here in a minute. It's going to look like a damn kindergartner, you know, like there's a little snot running, you know. But this is a true ass interview because I'm vulnerable right now. I think we all are. We're all vulnerable besides Jeff.
Yeah, he's like, I already know.
And he's,
Once you jumped into the spicy, he was like,
Yeah, I've been there.
"You're good."
I know my limitations.
so anyway, Casey. So
That was nice.
that sounded like a crawfish. Like there was no like base to it. It was more just juice. That was disgusting. But I like it anyway. So Casey, I wanted to just touch base on that, see how that went for this season. But I'd like for you to elaborate now. We talked about it a little bit on our last podcast, the Marshmaster Classic. I don't even think we said the name of it last time. We're talking
No.
about a gator hunting
Yeah. So
tournament.
and it's so fitting, and it's just the way it worked out. The good Lord just worked it all out because Jeff's here with us today. Because honestly, He was a huge part of this, and he can attest to this. I've been dreaming this up in my mind for at least 3 years, at least going on 4. This is going to be the 4th year that we've been dreaming this up and talking about like a huge Gator contest, because it's just, we've got the Gator Fest, and the Gator Fest is great. You know, they're all, can I have a few of those? Thank you. And I would never do anything to compete. And I've already talked to the people that run the Gator Fest. Like, we're not competing. We all are in the same boat. Like, we want to promote gator hunting, Gator Fest, all that. But there's a void in the market. We just need something that's a great promotion for gator hunting in Texas. So,
Something to spice it up.
sir.
Something just to spice it up.
Spice it up, baby. Extra spicy. We need that extra spicy gator.
Yeah.
So, me and Jeff were, sitting there talking about it, and we actually came up with the name like 2 years ago. We really did. Like,
Yeah, it was. It was about
like
2 years
ago. We came up with the name. We were sitting there because, I've got the shirt that says El Lagarto, because we talked about that. You know, they got the Los Cazadores and all that stuff, and we're talking about a big gator. And I start the El Lagarto. If you look up like Wikipedia, that's how the alligator got its name. El Lagarto means the lizard, and we've got shirts. Ashley actually designed the logo for the El Lagarto, and on the back of it, and you'll see a lot of our shirts, every one of them that says, "How long is your lizard?" Because El Lagarto means the lizard. It came from the Spanish. So we kind of played around with that a little bit, and then we just finally got to the point where we were like, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but when I said it or he said it or whatever it was, we looked at each other and were like, that's it.
No, you called me about 4:30 in the fucking morning and go, I got it.
Yeah, the Marsh Master Classic.
Classic. And I was
That's
like,
what it is.
Damn, because we had all kinds of crazy names.
Oh, yeah.
And you said that, and it's been Marsh Master Classic ever since.
So for about 2 years, we've been like hoarding and hiding this name.
Name, idea.
Yeah, and it was, we've talked about it a couple of different ways, but the Marsh Master Classic, I mean, we went ahead, pulled the trigger, got the LLC. It's a done deal. So that's what the Gator Contest name's going to be now. Look, we're still working on a logo, and I'll be honest with you, like, it has to be perfect. And I've told Jeff this, and we've talked about this. Like, we cannot have a Gator contest of this caliber and it not be perfect. So if I can't come up with the right LLC, if I can't come up with the right logo that's perfect, I'll skip another year. Like, it is what it is. Like, because we're 4 years in the making. Like, it's got to be perfect because
You have the name, though, so that's the main thing.
the name is the name, and that's where we're at with it.
Well, that's really going to be the main thing. No, like, because you have that now copyrighted, you have all that, so no one can steal what the name of it is.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
no one's going to come up with the idea of like a logo of what you want. But Marsh Master Classic, I mean,
That's it.
that's cocky. I like it, and I'm glad that that's that's yours now.
Right. So the idea is, I don't know how much we elaborated on the last one, but the idea is a trappers tournament, and we're looking at everything's not finalized. We would love to do something like the Star Tournament. So if you're going to go kill an alligator and you got one tag, you can enter and win, right? So you can enter in, but, you pull all that money. So if you got 500 people that enter that are going to go kill alligators or whatever, you can enter in your money, and then if you win it, you win. Like, you win the money. And
One tag or 20 tags?
Well, not necessarily, because the trappers part is 10 teams, 10,000 a team.
$100,000.
That's $100,000. So that's 50, and you pay it out 50, 30, 20. So you pay him 50,000, 30, 20, and then on top of that, we do it right here at the Crawfish Hideaway in Anahuac, Texas, a Calcutta. So, the Crawfish Hideaway is going to be they're going to bid on a team. You know they're going to bid on a team because I'm going to bid on a team.
We're going to buy a team.
Hey, Porter's Processing is going to buy a team. I know Floyd's. Where you at, Floyd's? They're going to buy one. Shopper's John Deere. Where you at? Like all these big guys, they're coming.
The Bayou Dragons might
The
have a
Bayou
team.
Dragons are coming, baby.
Oh man, y'all got to come out during the
Bayou Dragons
championship,
ought to be
during the final deal.
Gator Fest. Gator Fest has got
Yeah.
a sponsor team. Hey, and all that money gets split up the same way.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't go to the team; it goes to the sponsors.
So-
right? So you split that up. But yeah.
So kind of break it down. Like I know, the Marsh is there going to be overall Gator for the year on the Marsh Master, and then there's going to be teams,
So
or is it just the trapping part of it?
So I would no. So the trapping part is invitational only. So like I'm inviting 10 teams. Now you can have 4-man teams. So if you can pull your 4 teams, your 4 groups of tags. So you got shout out to my boy Troy Broussard. You know he can create his own team.
Yeah.
You know my boys Creel, the Creels in Liberty. Housewares down in Brazoria, you know, Calhoun County. Those guys can pull their team, get their 4 people on their team, and everybody split it $2,500, and then you do best. We're kind of trying to figure out if it's going to be the 5 or 10 gators. You know, I feel like you can get lucky and catch 5 big gators. 10 gators, you got to really trap.
Yeah, no. If you're gonna ask for like if you're still in the process, I definitely would say 10.
I think 10's good.
And I think 10's gonna weed out a bunch of people, like because getting 10 tags by itself is relatively difficult to do in the state of Texas unless you have a lot of land and like these hunters that know what the hell they're doing. You know, getting 10 tags, will be easy for them, but it'll weed out that other.
Yeah, and it doesn't and since it's a trappers tournament, you're right. So but you do length times weight. So you calculate the length and the weight, you times it kind of like square footage obviously. And then because I have brought in alligators or processed alligators to like a 12'2" alligator and a 12'2" 2.5. And they're literally on the tables next to each other. And the 12'2" 1/2 could eat the 12'2". It just that big body. He's a bigger, massive gator. He just 11-foot alligators that make a 12-foot alligator look like a baby. You know? It just they're just huge.
You're going off of girth and length.
You have to. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to go off of girth and length. You can't just go off of the length.
Yeah.
Size matters.
Size doesn't matter, and
Size
it matters. It matters so much. A lot of things, but especially gators.
Yes, alligators definitely is what I was referring to.
Exactly. So, I mean, all that to be said, there's a few things that need to be worked out, but a lot of it is already worked out. But, like, getting the teams to commit, obviously, because the gator world is kind of a small community. It's a little bit you got landowners, you got trappers, you got everything. So, it's going to be great, and we're going to bring in next year. We're going to be instead of being at the shop and bringing them in, we're going to be bringing them in up here. We're going to be making.
Is this open to Louisiana, or is this going to be a straight Texas deal? Because I know how the price of gators and all that shit is over at Louisiana. I know that a lot of them are wanting to come to Texas. Would that be an open invitation, like to, some good teams from over there?
I would have to get enough interest for it to be, something, at first it would probably have to be separate divisions.
Louisiana and Texas.
Yeah, it would have to be separate divisions. I've got some really good friends over there. I buy alligators from over there. But, it would be something that you'd have to, because those guys, like I said, Louisiana, alligators, crawfish, all that, it's a business. And those guys, they get 65 tags.
Yeah.
85 tags, and they don't pay for those tags. Like in Texas, we pay a CITES tag.
Yeah.
CITES tag fee. What's up, Rusty? The so we don't. So we
Get back on track.
Yeah.
Come on,
we end up,
be professional.
I'm sorry. So we end up if they don't pay us IT's tag fee, and they get 4 guys, they could have 500 tags
To work with.
to
for
work
10.
with, because it's you don't have to designate each individual tag, because I don't want to cut loose. A lot of these guys that are trappers are running guided hunts, so I don't want to cut that from them. A guided hunt, you enter that. You enter your top 10 gators.
Yeah.
So you take a guided hunt, that's fine. The goal would be that they would enter that person, that one guy that's entering. He's going on a gator hunt. Now he enters into the like we would talk about the star tournament. You go pay your money at the beginning, and then now you can win.
That's going to be a bigger deal, I think. I mean, you're talking about the star tournament, which is like the biggest.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I think that would take a few years to get to that point of where people sign up ahead of time.
Yep.
But I think maybe for the first year you have people.
It's just trappers.
Well, trappers. But if you want to enter in a good gator, like if someone kills like an 11-foot gator, they give you $200 to enter that gator in. They're not guaranteed to win or not, and get it to where it's like, okay, next year there's interest. People will pay beforehand. Because I don't know if you like.
No, and I agree. And the whole thing is too, like, you go catch like David Fontenot. Shout out to David. Like, he caught a 14-foot gator. That's the biggest gator we've ever processed at Porter's.
Yeah.
The other one's a 1310, and it's been there for like 15 and a half years. So you go catch a 14-footer, of course he's going to enter. So if he enters a 14-footer, he entered that before Gator Fest. So the first week, so nobody else is going to pay.
No.
Nobody else is going to walk up there and pay for 11-foot. Well, I'll go ahead and pay. Maybe I'll win. So it's like,
Yeah.
you gotta tweak that, right? So
You do. You have to figure it out. But like I just don't think there's enough time yet. Maybe some people that are for sure like signed up hunting like guided trips beforehand.
Yeah.
Like and that's just something you're gonna have to get with like the guides from around here. Be like, hey, offer this up also to the people that are paying to hunt if they want to enter in a gator. If we get them a
Well,
good
they
one.
sign all their people up, right? They sign up. They ask them when they book a hunt, like, hey, do you want to enter the contest?
Yeah.
And if they say, yeah, okay, it's going to be an additional $150, right? So they pay their $150 because you might catch the winner, right? You might get all your money back plus some. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with you. It's not there yet. I think you focus on the trapper's part, and that's why it's taken us 4 years to figure this out, because we've talked about this, because we'll go down there like Jimmy Sylvia's cow cutter and all that. Like, we've sit there and just talked about how do we make this, how do we get this out there, and this is the best way that we have found that, make it just a trappers tournament. It's basically guides that are going to go catch the gators. They got, 50, 60, 70 tags. They can go and hunt. They know what they're doing. They're going to bring in good gators. Let them weigh in their top 10, whether they killed them with a cline or not. And let's just get some interest going, and then let's see where it goes.
Yeah. No, I definitely think the trappers thing's the way to go year one. I think you should try to implement you're going to have to come up with a different name. Well, I guess the Marshmaster, this
Amateur.
Amateur.
The Marshmaster Amateur.
The novice
division.
The
novice division where people pay, it might be one person, it might be 50 people that,
Right.
do a guided hunt that year. They pay $150 extra or whatever it is that y'all decide on. And then the biggest one of the year just takes the money.
Hey.
No,
No
that's
fir-
it. And that's
no-
what you want. There's no first, second, third.
No,
It's
fuck
like
that.
Whoever. Let's talk about that.
Hold on just a second. Are we talking about alligators, and this is the guy that brought the 14-footer?
No. I'm saying
Okay.
shout out to David to the camera.
Oh, okay.
He ain't never caught no damn alligator.
No, that's what
Nah,
I'm
he
saying.
did.
This would be weird if that's the guy.
No, it ain't.
Okay, all right. I'm following you.
No, he didn't.
You pointed. I didn't.
I
know
was
if it
pointing at the camera.
or
Shout out to
that
David.
guy.
David, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, I will say
That'd
this,
be
man.
bizarre.
No.
I will say this, man. Every platter I was served, crawfish wise, outstanding. very flavorful, very good crawfish, man. Truly enjoyed every plate I had.
That was fantastic. Really was. And Casey, we're going to have multiple before season starts. You know, we're going to, every time you start getting down on some, more stipulations and rules and how you're going to run this tournament, we'll get you on and we'll talk about it. Because there's a lot of people that follow us that want to gator hunt. It's starting to become like gator hunting was up here, and then you said the downfall. It goes, popularity, and gator hunting starting to
Climb back up.
Like,
And that's what we want. So, and like we talked about before, I want to get some of the contestants or some of the people that are going to be in it, like Troy Broussard. I know he's going to be in it.
You
Like
probably get-
Creels, the Houseworths, you got CFO, you got Foul, like all those guys.
Harlan Hatcher and all those guys.
that are interested, that want to be in it, like get them on here. Let's talk about it, because we really need to talk about. There's things that I've been thinking about it for years, but they're going to be in a minute of talking about it. They're going to be like, "What about this?" I'm gonna be like, "Oh shit!" Like, what about that? What are we going to do about that? Like, how do we level the playing field? So I think we've thought enough about it where the length times weight equals the playing field in a lot of ways, because we're just looking for the biggest gator. The biggest gator. When you look at it, you're like, oh my God, like that's a beast.
Yeah, that's a sure enough. But cool, man. Is there anything else you're wanting to plug? I mean, we've kind of talked about your. I'm gonna hop at Jeff real quick. We've talked about all your different places. The Crawfish Hideaway, y'all need to definitely check them out. They are on Instagram too, Crawfish Hideaway.
Yeah.
We
So
just
I
tagged
would say this, like as starting out, just we're in Anahuac, 400 Miller Street, Anahuac, Texas 77514. 400 Miller Street, Anahuac, Texas 77514. It's easy to get to us. We're right here in downtown. The parking lot's not huge. It's not big. We got to think, 8 cars, maybe 16 people, maybe 8 people. Just come in, come see what we got going on. We got fried fish, fried shrimp, boiled shrimp. We got sausage. We're gonna start doing po' boys. Our schedule's gonna change a little bit. We're probably not gonna open Tuesday and Wednesday nights anymore. We're gonna open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday all day. So 11 to 9, Thursday through Saturday, 11 to 8 on Sunday. So come see us. Check it out. You won't find a better crawfish. You will not find a better crawfish anywhere. And if you like spicy, we got it. You like extra spicy, we got it. If you just like crawfish, go meet the regular. Whatever it is, we got you covered.
Hell yeah. You got anything to add to that, Jeffrey?
Well, I think we've covered a lot, but one thing that we are doing over at the 565
And here
location
too.
in
I know what
I-10.
you're fixing to say.
What?
Oysters.
Yeah. I mean,
Jerry's
we're
Seafood
doing
oysters.
Jerry's Seafood oysters, fresh. We built a little oyster bar right out in the middle of the dining area because, if you go and get a dozen oysters on the half shell and you can't see them bust them open and shuck them right in front of you, maybe you ought to think twice about it. There's a lot of frozen IQF stuff. I'm not knocking it, but I'm saying if you want the real deal, they're going to bust them right there in front of you and serve you right there in front of you.
Hell yeah.
We get them daily.
Hey.
So it's it's taken off, and it's a good quality product. Just one thing else we want to add to our place.
So look, I don't have the oyster bar that this man has. I mean, he's got a little bit more space than I do. I mean, it's badass. I mean, he's got a sign up there, dude. Y'all got to check it out. If you want to go eat some oysters, he's got the shit. But look, we're gonna serve those Jerry's Seafood oysters, and they will be shucked when you order them. I just don't have the oyster bar now, so you might not be able to see it. But the point is like that's coming from like the shell to you. Like
Fresh.
busting them open, they're fresh. Like the liquor that's in them comes straight from that oyster, like
Amen.
in its own.
Amen.
Hell yeah, brother.
Well, we're running low
Yeah.
on time, man. We truly enjoyed coming out here and visiting with you guys and learning a lot about the crawfish business and eating some top-notch crawfish, man.
That's about it. I mean, we'll sit down and have some more conversation later on, coming soon. So we appreciate y'all's time. Thank all the listeners for tuning in, and yeah,
Come get your bug on.
Hey, yeah.
yeah, come
Come
get
get your bug on.
come get your bug on.